Hi, it's Jana Eubank. Today we're going to make some fun birthday projects using the Bella Boulevard Wish Big collection, and this is the girl version. You can see that there are all these fun patterns and colors that we're going to use, and we're going to use these to build some components for a party. We've got a birthday crown, some cupcake wrappers and picks. We've even got a birthday wand, and of course some favor bags for your guests to take home. When the party's all over, we are going to scrapbook this occasion with this adorable layout. We're not only going to use the collection, but we're going to pull in the die cuts, the chipboard pieces. They've got this fun acrylic board that we're going to use, and then we're going to spice things up a bit with this sparkly paper. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started. First off, we're going to make a birthday crown for that special birthday boy or birthday girl. And I want you to think of your dies in a new way. This rosette die by Sizzix is not only can be used to create rosettes for the party decorations, but look at what we've done here. We've used it to make this sparkly crown for the lucky birthday girl. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to make that. What I love about this die is that you can create full-size rosettes with the full die, or you can place your paper halfway up on the die and create a shorter rosette. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create a shorter section for our crown. I'm going to cut this paper down just to fit a little bit better, and then go ahead and place it in our machine. So here we have this piece. What we'll need for this crown is 6 of these pieces. Now we have our 6 sections to build our crown. With a normal rosette, you would fold these. We're going to leave them flat. We're just going to adhere them together with some red tape. I've already put some red tape on a few of these. We're just going to add them on top of each other, one after the next. Now that we have our crown sections all put together, we're going to leave it flat on the table while we decorate the front. So in that rosette set, there's also a smaller rosette, and we're going to use that for the front. I've cut out several pieces of this one from the music notes paper, and what we're going to do is we are going to fold this one back and forth into valley and peak folds, creating our rosette. So once we have this piece folded back and forth, we're going to connect them one after the next into one long zigzaggy border. Then we're going to loop the ends together, creating a circle. So once we have all those pieces connected into a loop, we're going to flatten this down and adhere some punch circles to connect that together, creating a rosette. All right, so now that we have our rosette put together, what we've done is we put a punch circle on the top to secure it, and also one on the back. And now we're ready to start adding it to our crown. I'm going to use some foam squares because I love the dimension that it adds to a project like this. So just place your rosette right there in the front, and then we're going to build some more layers, as you can see here. The next one we're going to do is this adorable pink heart that I've punched with this stitched circle die. I love adding contrast with each of the layers. So here we've got the white music note paper, and now we're adding this pink heart. Next up, we're going to use this really fun hooray ribbon die, and this creates this accordion style of a piece, and we're going to place that on top of the pink circle. You could use liquid glue for this. A strong holding, fast drying liquid glue or a hot glue gun would work well here too. Our next layer is going to be a little bit of sparkle and shine. So I've used the same ribbon die, but you can see it has this opening which has a zigzag circle. So I'm using this negative piece. Now we're building some fun layers, and we're ready to add a focal point. I'm adding foam tape to this white circle, and that's going to give us a landing spot for our focal point. So look how cute that rosette is. All we need now is just to add a cute chipboard sticker. Let's put this cupcake. Okay, so now we're going to add a little more color to this crown by adding some borders across the bottom. I've got this adorable teal plaid paper. We're just going to cut a couple of strips of that. This is a 7/8 inch. I'm not going a full inch, just a 7/8. We'll just use some tape adhesive to add this along the bottom. What you can do is when you put this rosette on, is you can hide the seam of these two border strips butting up against one another. Now, of course, girls love pink, so we're going to add some pink. We've got these border stickers here on this sticker sheet. And this cute pinked edge is just going to give us some fun detail. That's it. Now that our crown has lots of color and our fun little cupcake sticker, all we need to do is loop it around and it's ready for the birthday girl to wear. The next thing we need for that birthday girl to go with her birthday crown is a birthday wand. So we're going to use the We Are Memory Keepers pinwheel punch board to put together this pinwheel. We are first going to use a 7-inch square of the teal paper and then a 6-inch square of the pink paper. I've done them in different sizes so that they can layer together. First, we're going to punch each corner. To put a hole for the pinwheel. And then we're going to cut these into the blades and they're going to thread together. After we have the holes punched, we're going to find the 7-inch mark right here. It says 7 inches and we're going to line up this punch mark that we made. We'll bring the arm down and that punches a hole for the center of the pinwheel. We'll take this blade and just follow the curve of the punch board and make that cut. Then we twirl it around and continue to make the cuts for each of the blades. Now we're going to do the same thing with the 6-inch piece of paper, but we're going to use these marks here. So let's punch each of the 4 corners. We're going to look for the 6-inch mark, bring the arm down, and then we'll continue to cut these arms of the pinwheel. Now that our pinwheel is cut, we're ready to put it together. So here we have the stem of the pinwheel, and we're going to put the pinwheel pin on here. Now that we have our 2 sections cut, we're going to attach them together on the pinwheel stem. We'll place the blue one down first, and then the pink one on top. And we're going to offset them slightly so that they layer together. I'm going to pull each of the arms of the blue one through and thread them like this to make it a bit easier as we go to put them on the center connector. So just one by one, we'll add these to the pinwheel attachment. Look how cute those look layered together with the 2 different colors. And once these are all threaded onto the pinwheel attachment, then we just add this top piece here. And we're ready to decorate the front. Now I've gone ahead and created another rosette exactly like the one that we put on our crown, and we're going to adhere that right here. Let's add it with some hot glue. The final thing we need is just to add the birthday numbers and some ribbon. So I brought out my Big Shot and I'm going to cut the numbers next. Let's make this for my 14-year-old. Run it through the machine. And here we have our numbers. Let's find the 1 and the 4. I'll now use liquid glue to add the numbers on. We've made this for a child today, but I think an adult would love this too. Then to finish it off, we're going to put some fun contrasting ribbon and just tie that around the stem. And we're ready to go. Nothing makes your birthday party table look more festive than when you dress up the food a little bit. So that's what we're going to do here. We've taken this Lawn Fawn cupcake wrapper die, and we're going to just cut it out of some adorable yellow paper, loop that around. The great thing about this die is you don't even need to use adhesive. It just pops together like that, and then you can place your cupcake in. To dress it up even more, we're going to create this adorable cupcake topper. We have a flat craft stick, and we're just going to stack together some circles. I've die cut these all on my die cut machine already, and we're just going to stack them together. So first we're going to start with this pink circle. We're going to place a little bit of hot glue on our craft stick. That will keep it nice and secure. And we're going to sandwich the craft stick in between the circles so that it doesn't show. Next we have this pink music note circle. And here we've used dies that are graduating in size. And even though you don't see a lot of that pink, just with it peeking out a little bit at the edges adds lots of fun interest and that pop of color. We're going to use some foam squares to add this blue circle. And now we're ready to add an embellishment. Let's see. Let's do the present. And maybe something from the stickers. How about this cute pink heart? We'll just tuck that in behind the chipboard present. And then to tie everything in with everything else, we're going to add a couple of gems. Because nothing says party like sparkle, right? Finally, just a little bit of ribbon tied around the craft stick. Just stick it in your cupcake and you're ready to go. One of my most favorite things about birthday parties when I was a girl were getting the favor bags to take home. So I love to make favor bags for my kids' birthdays. One of my favorite things to do is to individualize them by decorating them each a little bit differently, and then of course adding the guest initial on that. So let's put this one together. We're going to be using the gift bag card die by Honeycuts. This die is adorable. It makes this little bag that has little folded sides that you can use as a card, but we're going to cut deeper edges for it and actually make it into a favor bag. So first up, we're going to use this candle paper, and we're going to die cut 2 of these panels. This is just a 6 by 6 inch piece of paper, so you can get 2 bags out of every 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Here we go. We have one of the sides ready to go. We're going to die cut 2 of those. We've got the front and the back of the bag ready to go, and now we're going to create the sides. We're going to cut 2 strips of this teal paper, 9 by 2 1/4. Once we cut out the 2 strips, we're going to score it at 5 inches. Now we're ready to put the bag together. We're going to fold the flaps in. We're just going to put some tape adhesive on these tabs. And we're also going to put some tape adhesive on the bottom edge of these panels. So here on the inside of this one, and then we'll do the same thing to the other strip. Peel off the backing for the tape adhesive, and we're ready to build the bag. We'll add these 2 strips to the sides to make the sides of the bag. Peel off the backing for the tape adhesive. And then we can fold it up and create the bag. For the handles of the bag, we're going to use two 18-inch lengths of ribbon. We're going to thread those through the holes. We'll gather the ends together and we're just going to tie them in a knot. We're now ready to decorate the front of the bag. I've die cut this circle here with the stitch circle die. We're going to add that with some foam squares. All right, so next let's put this pink circle into place. We've got this one on the front. I love how the pink just pops against that candle paper. And then we're going to add the fun stuff. Let's take a look at the finished product as we put it together. So we're going to grab this cake plate from the chipboards. And what I've done here to add a bit of more texture is I've tied a bit of twine around the stem. So you can look for places like that to do those kinds of things in your projects. Before we adhere it down, we'll just tie a cute little bow. We're going to add this chipboard piece on with some foam tape, just to give it some height. That's going to be our focal point image, and then we're going to add some supporting images. Our final step to just add a pop of yellow is to add this die cut scallop border across the top. We'll use some tape adhesive to put that on there. Just center it, line up the edges, and then we'll use our scissors to cut off the excess. And then so each person knows whose bag belongs to who, be sure to add a tag with your guest's initial on it. Now that we've made the party decorations, it's time to record the memories from the party. So let's get started. We've got this page with the adorable, again, Bella Boulevard Wish Big collection. This is the girls' side, but if you have a boy, you can also pull the boy collection and just change up the colors. When I'm working on a layout, I like to choose one focal pattern paper, one that has all the colors of the collection. I chose this paper because it has a confetti fill to go along with the birthday theme of this page. I also like that it ties in all the other colors from the collection. So I have this one feature paper that has all the colors from the collection, and from there I've pulled out some of the solids that are in the collection. We've used this teal for the background, this pink for the background of this section, and then we've also pulled in pops of yellow. So let's create this page. So I'm going to cut this pink paper down to 10 3/4 wide and 11 inches tall. And we're going to be matting it with some yellow cardstock. We'll adhere this to the yellow paper and add a fun yellow mat. I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. We're just going to eyeball this. I didn't get this side cut perfect, but that's okay because it's going to be covered by our other pattern paper. We'll add this to the page with some tape adhesive. We're just going to center this top to bottom and leave a border going around this way. On this side, we're going to place a 2 1/4 inch strip of the spots paper, our feature paper. And add that with some adhesive. This we're going to flush to the left side or the left edge of the layout. Now this paper is kind of busy, so I want to cap it off with a border. So we're going to put the sparkle paper here. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch strip. Now we're going to add this 1/4 inch strip to this page. We're going to use a sheet of scratch paper underneath just to make sure our adhesive doesn't get all over the table or all over our project. I'm using dot adhesive on this because The dots will just stick to the piece and not anything else. So we'll add that along the edge. And now we're going to add even more decoration. When I think about my edges of my layouts, I like to look at those opportunities for adding more detail. So what I've done is I've die cut out 2 scallop pieces using this die from the pink heart paper. And we're going to add those here and here. Now don't worry that there's a seam right here. We're going to cover that up later. So again, we'll use our scratch paper and our dot adhesive. Make sure our hearts are going the right direction. Now that we have our background for our page ready, we are ready to start adding some photos. I have these photos here of my daughter at her birthday, and I'm going to put them on the page in a column like this. To make those stand out a little bit more from the background, we're going to mat them. So first I'm going to mat them onto some white cardstock. And I'm going to be using the We Are Memory Keepers layer guides to cut these, so I'm not worried about adhering them in the middle of this cardstock. I'm going to trim down this cardstock slightly. I brought out my craft mat, and now we're going to use the We Are Memory Keeper layer guides to add our mat around the edge of the photos. Now what this tool has is a little lip on it that catches up next to the photos, and then you just use a craft knife to cut along the edge of this ruler. And we'll just repeat around all edges of the photo. Now we're going to add a second mat to this using this fun holographic sparkle paper. And we'll just use our trimmer for this one. And just eyeball it. Do what looks good or feels good to you. I'm going to do about 1/4 inch. I have this other photo that's kind of a supporting photo, and I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. It was just kind of funny that my daughter put the gift bag over her head to hide her eyes while we brought her bicycle out. And so I'm going to mat that differently. I'm going to use yellow paper to tie in with this yellow cardstock here. When I'm building layouts, I like to keep the photos that are the same size together in a column. Just like items together, like sizes together. So think about printing your photos off in different sizes just to add interest and to build it in different ways. The next area of this layout that I want to work on is the title, and I really like the way that these photos are meeting up together in this L shape. I think I'm going to place the title right here on top of this photo. I'm going to use the chipboard pieces from this collection, and I love this multicolored big word that says girl. But I want to dress it up a bit. What I'm going to do is use this dimensional glaze by Moxie to add on top of the polka dots to give them a more dimensional feel. Allow that to dry, and now we're ready to put our title on the page. I love using a big word like this for the title. It's just nice and eye-catching and a lot of fun. What I love about this collection is that they include these really fun acrylic words. And so you've got a variety of textures going on here. You've got the plain paper, the sparkle, the bumps on the chipboard letter, and now we've got the shiny acrylic. Let's use some glue dots to add this to the page. We'll just set that right on top of the chipboard pieces we placed earlier. Next, I want to build an embellishment cluster above the title. I thought it would be fun to include these balloons. So we're going to place those there, but they felt a little bit lonely. They felt like they're just kind of floating out into space. So I also die cut this yellow polka dot circle to kind of highlight it, and we're going to adhere that behind there. We'll just tuck that balloon right behind the title, and that circle makes those balloons just pop nice and bright. The next thing I want to do is cover up this seam here where the 2 scallop borders meet. I thought this hippo chipboard piece would be really fun. She looks like she's ready to go to a party. Now that we have our cute party hippo into place, we have a little bit of space here that I want to do some decorating in. And I think some word stickers or phrases would be really perfect right here. We have this one that says "Let's Party," And I'm going to trim off this pointer. This pointer feels like it's pointing off of the page, and I want to keep the line of sight inside the page. So we're going to cut off this little point, adhere that above the title right here. Then I thought a pop of green up here would be really cute. So let's add this one that says presents, since she is opening her presents in these photos. Now I've only got one little piece of green happening here, so let's add some green around the page in other areas. We have this one that says the best is yet to come. I think I'll add that right here between these two photos. We have some word stickers up here, and I want to add some down here to bring that green down to this area of the page. So I'm going to use this It's Your Day sticker. And pair that with this Celebrate sticker. I want to add some even more embellishments. So I thought it'd be fun to bring in some flowers. Flowers are girly and are always perfect for a scrapbook page about girls. We'll add this one up here, and we'll add this one by the hippo. I want to add a bit more dimension to this page, so I think I'm going to play up the flowers just a bit and add some buttons to the centers of each of these. Got these cute yellow buttons tied with twine, and we're going to add those with some glue dots. Finally, I want to balance out this yellow circle at the top and place another yellow die cut down here. So we'll use this one right here that says Such Fun. We'll just fill in this little space right here in between the photo and the flower. So everything kind of touches and overlaps, and the design feels nice and cohesive. Now you may see that there's no journaling on here yet, so let's add that. We're going to put it right here in this little space. The final detail that we want to add is just some fun gems right here, just for a touch of sparkle, and it looks like we've got some sparkly confetti going on in this page. Have fun with your birthday celebrations and have fun recording them. We hope you'll share what you make in our class gallery. Thanks for watching! If you like this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happiness is life handmade.